In this video, I'll show you how to set up and solve a question involving linear models. This is question number 3. If it costs a factory $30,000 to make 200 chairs and $45,000 to make 100 chairs, what is the cost as a function of the number of chairs made? Assume a linear model. Determine the cost for 100 chairs. The first thing that you have to determine now that you've read the question is what is the independent variable and what is the dependent variable. In other words, what is our x and what is our y? You'll notice that the cost depends on the number of chairs that the factory makes. So the cost, which we'll represent as the letter y, is the dependent variable. Therefore, the number of chairs is the independent variable and we're going to give it the letter x. Also, keep in mind that they are assuming a linear model, meaning that at the end, we will need to model this information in the form of y is equal to mx plus b, where m is the rate, the slope. The rate in this case will be the cost per chair. And of course, we have to find the b value, which represents the initial cost. What is the initial cost that this factory must put in, even if it makes 0 chairs? Your initial cost. So to come up with our slope, we need to write down our 2 points, and we know we have a point at 200 chairs for $30,000 and 700 chairs for $45,000. Again, this will be your x, and this will be your y. And since this is the first point and this is the second point, and it doesn't matter which one you label, 1 or 2, this will be 1, y1, x2, y2. Now the reason why I've labeled them x1, x2, y1, and y2 is because the formula for slope is the following. Slope represented by the letter m is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And our y values are 45,000 minus 30,000 over 700 minus 200. And if we subtract this, we get 15,000 over 500. 15,000 over 500 is equal to $30 per chair. The next step is to apply this into our formula, y is equal to mx plus b. Y is equal to mx plus b, and our m value is 30. There's no need to place these units while you're creating this formula. It will only confuse you. So y is equal to 30x plus b. Now the next step is to find your initial value, your b. And to do that, you can use any one of these 2 points that the question gives us. 200 and 30,000 we'll use, x at 200 and y at 30,000. And we're going to apply these values into our formula so we can solve for b. Notice what happens. 30,000 is equal to 30 times 200. 30 times 200 is equal to 6,000 plus b. To solve for b, we're going to move this over. 30,000 minus 6,000 is equal to b, and that is equal to 24,000. So let's apply this to our formula. Y is equal to 30x plus 24,000. Since this is positive, we put a plus right there. Now what does this mean? This means that if you produce 0 chairs, so let's say x is equal to 0, the factory will still have to pay $24,000 for, it can be anything, for running costs, paying employees, whatever the case may be. Now the question also asks, determine the cost for 100 chairs. For 100 chairs, what we will do is apply x at 100. So essentially we're applying 100 into there. And to produce 100 chairs, the factory will be spending 30 times 100. Notice how I'm placing the value 100 in brackets because it's right beside another number. That means it's going to be multiplied. And we end up with 30 times 100 plus $24,000 gives us $27,000. Now let's see if this is consistent with the values that they gave us originally. They told us originally that if you produce 200 chairs, you will be spending $30,000. Well, since 100 is less than 200, this means that this value is on par with what is expected, and that is how to put together an equation to model this problem. If you found this tutorial helpful, please support our channel by subscribing or by liking this video. If you have any further questions, you may visit our website at studyforce.com. We are an online service for students seeking free homework help. See you soon.